Tonight on CTV News, cold weather hits and we bring you tips on staying safe this winter.
Then ASCSU votes on a controversial funding resolution.
And CSU takes a stance on a briefing heading to the Supreme Court. All this and more tonight on CTV. A life sentence was given to a man who was found guilty of assaulting a woman. According to the Coloradoan, the suspect, Stephen Moon, was found guilty of 2 counts of sexual assault, second-degree kidnapping, and first-degree assault. He was sentenced to 128 years in prison. The case goes back to 2013 when the then 20-year-old victim was found laying naked and tied up with duct tape. Moon went 4 years before being arrested after his DNA was matched to the DNA collected at the scene.
The Associated Students of CSU met last night to discuss funding resolutions. CTV reporter Allison Tackett has more from the Senate chambers.
It was a packed house at the ASCSU meeting to discuss a motion about reproductive rights and how the Women and Gender Advocacy Center will be affected if this bill does pass. This motion will be voted on in the next upcoming weeks.
And I have to say, I full-heartedly support this resolution.
Sorry. Some of you all are here tonight. It is reprehensible that our survivors feel the need to come out here tonight and speak on our behalf.
Women who wrote this care about women as well, and that's all this is about. This is not racist, this is not transphobic, this is not about putting anybody down.
Another topic that was discussed was that students were being misled to sign a petition supposedly for supporting adoption, when in fact, that was not the case at all.
The situation, then come today, I realized that my name is on the bill supporting the defunding of the Women and Gender Advocacy Center.
The petition was voted on to be dropped and no longer exists. Allison Tackett, CTV, Channel 11.
For more information, you can visit collegian.com.
Colorado State University is joining 165 other universities across the country that have signed an amicus brief that is heading to the Supreme Court. The brief is in support of the Obama-era policy known as Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, also known as DACA. The program was established in 2012 and was rescinded in 2017 by the Trump administration. CSU and the other schools have argued that ending DACA would harm dreamers and it would also harm university attendance. At the time the program was pulled, there were 189 students with DACA.
Fort Collins City Council might be looking at a minimum wage increase. According to the Coloradoan, the city is looking at whether or not to fund a study to figure out how the increase might affect businesses and residents in town. If Fort Collins decides to do the study, it could cost upwards of $85,000. This comes after a new law in Colorado that would allow cities to establish their own minimum wage. Denver has actually already announced plans to a $15 minimum wage increase. Currently, Colorado law has a minimum wage of $11 and plans to increase to $12 on January 1st.
Colorado State University announced an enrollment record for the 2019-2020 school year. More than 34,000 students now attend the university. The official enrollment figure stands at 34,166 students for the Fort Collins campus. Across the CSU system, there are more than 57,000 students. CSU Fort Collins has the highest enrollment rate of the 3 campuses. CSU System Chancellor Tony Frank said, "This fall sets a record in student enrollment across our entire CSU system, pointing to the importance of our long-term investments in student success and an exceptional learning environment."
E-scooters are soon making their way to Fort Collins and to CSU. The city of Fort Collins and the university have been working together to bring e-scooters to the city. The launch for the scooters are taking place on October 23rd. CSU announced their partnership with the company Bird, which will have a $125,000 contract, which will be used for safety education. Over the next 2 weeks, the city and the university will be working on informing residents on laws surrounding these e-scooters. CSU students will also be able to take advantage of their student discount with their student email. The scooters area will be required to follow all traffic laws on campus and across the city. CSU PD is asking that careless driving be reported to CSU PD's non-emergency line at 970-491-6425.
Lauren, what was your first thought when you heard the snow was coming today?
Well, I was definitely disappointed. I wanted more fall weather, but I did think, man, I don't want to clean my car off today, and I was worried about the road conditions for sure.
Okay, yeah, I was definitely worried about getting my heater started, making sure our fire was okay, and along with that comes a lot of unforeseen safety measures. The winter season in Colorado can get chilly, and not everyone may know what to do when temperatures drop and snow starts to fall. I talked to the American Red Cross to get some input.
So if you have to get out, we always encourage folks to make sure that in their car they are prepared, that they have a warm blanket, that they have a day's worth of food, maybe just throw in some granola bars and some bottles of water, things like that, things that would help you to be prepared to ride out a storm if something happens and you slide off into a ditch and it takes a while to get help.
According to ready.gov, if you are under a winter storm warning, it's best to find shelter immediately. Here are some tips for winter home heating. It's recommended that during the winter season, if you are looking for a space heater, you buy one that automatically turns off when it is flipped over. It is also recommended that you have a smoke detector as well as a carbon monoxide detector.
So here in Colorado, the cold season can last. It can start in October, but we can still have snow and cold weather in May. So, 8 months of the year, we could be dealing with frigid temperatures. So if you just take a little bit of time to prepare, you'll be, so much better off down the road.
For more information, you can visit redcross.org.
The Poudre River Whitewater Park is having its grand opening this Saturday after construction wraps up on the $11.5 million project. The project also added safety barriers by lowering the Poudre from 5 to 6 feet under College Avenue to help prevent flooding. The project will also add activities for Fort Collins residents, including tubers and kayakers. This weekend's grand opening will have music, ribbon cutting, and an exhibition showing the history of the area. The event is taking place from 10 in the morning to 12 in the afternoon.
It's October, which means fall festivities like haunted corn mazes and pumpkin picking are finally here. But one corn maze in particular, south of Fort Collins, actually creates and turns 15 acres of corn into art.
Glenn Fritzler is the man behind the corn maze, working all summer long to create this, a Broncos design in the cornfield. This marks their 5th Broncos design in the 20 years that he's been doing this.
Where did the time go? I have no idea, but 20 years went by like that.
The Denver Broncos actually contacted Fritzler himself, proposing the idea to have the design represent the Mile High football team.
You don't say no to the Denver Broncos.
The Bronco Fever theme is also connected to a close partnership with UC Health. This year, they are not only promoting the maze, but promoting health and wellness.
Get the opportunity to partner for health wellness. And again, from a Broncos Fever, it's fun because everybody can get into the Broncos Fever.
The design is stretched across over 15 acres, where the haunted corn maze takes place at night.
We're going to have 2 haunts, and they're brand new haunts, and they're world class. I don't think anybody will be disappointed in our haunts. So
Fritzler's corn maze has seen big changes from the Broncos theme to his partnership with UC Health. But one thing remains the same: their love for their community and the fall season.
Bella, I've actually never stepped foot into a haunted corn maze. I'm just terrified.
I definitely don't think I could do a corn maze because I can't do a haunted house. But maybe this year I'll give it a shot. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, that's all we have for news tonight, but don't go away just yet. Weather anchor James Hall will let us know how long this cold snap will last.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. no one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listened.
Welcome back, everybody, and as we can see, I am currently wearing a sweatshirt, and the reason why is it is snowing outside on campus as we speak. So what do we have for the temperatures on campus? Well, it's going to be 27 degrees right now with a wind coming out of the north at 16 miles per hour. That wind chill at 17, gonna feel pretty cold out there as you go to your car or somewhere else on campus. We are expecting to get about an inch and a half of snow from this storm. So what was it like on campus during the day? Well, obviously windy, as it still is right now, but not too many clouds in the sky, so there wasn't too much to worry about for oncoming snow. However, there is plenty still out there on campus. If you go out and see, we have snow people enjoying their time out there with the weather. The flowers, however, are not. There is a blanket of snow, and there's probably not going to be around much longer. Same with the leaves on the trees, since the snow kind of tore those down. For tomorrow's forecast, we are looking at 46 degrees for the high, 21 for the low. It is going to be sunny, and it is starting to heat up already, so it's not going to be too long of a cold front in case you were worried about that. However, the lows tonight. Down the I-25 corridor, we have 25 degrees in Fort Collins, 15 in Denver, 26 in Colorado Springs, and 22 in Pueblo. Out west, it's going to be much colder than that. We have 10 degrees in Craig, 14 in Vail, 8 in Gunnison, 9 down in Alamosa, and if we head out east, it's going to be around the 20s for the rest of the evening. Tomorrow's highs, we're going to start with the east instead of down the middle, where we can see it's going to be around 50 degrees at the high. Same with down the I-25 corridor and throughout the rest of the state. For the 5-day, as you can see, it is nothing but sun, which means it's just going to be warming up from here. 46 tomorrow, 57 on Saturday, 64 Sunday. Monday is going to be the warmest day at 66 before it cools back down to 60 on Tuesday. Getting ready for the game tomorrow, not on Saturday, tomorrow in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It is going to be 54 degrees at the time of tailgate, 57 when the gates open and when the game starts, 51 by halftime, and 45 by the end of the game. Well, we can finally say the weather has matched up to how cold the CSU Rams football team is.
James! Oh, that's so savage, but also, I can't dispute it at all. CSU's been looking pretty bad, but luckily for them, New Mexico's been looking just as bad, so maybe a bit of a break for both teams.
Well, we're going to hear from a couple New Mexico players who are already hot coming up next on Corey's Countdown.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Clock's ticking here at Corey's Countdown. I am the Corey Odom, and it is 3 top stories about CSU sports, 2 top players on New Mexico's football team, and 1 minute of mayhem, so let's have some fun. CSU's women's volleyball continues to climb in national rankings as they are now the 15th best team in the nation. They're taking on Fresno State as we speak in Moby Arena, decked out in pink. Fresno State is coming off their first loss in almost a month, having swept 5 of the last 6 matches. Fresno just lost a heartbreaker versus Las Vegas at home in 5 sets. The Bulldogs' star outside hitter Desiree Sukoff just came off one of her worst showings of the season, posting 22 kills on 63 attempts with a whopping 10 errors. Rams cannot count on Sukoff to underperform as she was hitting almost 250 during their win streak. The score at Moby Arena is currently with the Bulldogs leading 12-7. But as you know, if you've been following CSU volleyball at all, they've been dropping the first set pretty recently and are managing to kind of pull it off and win in the late game. If you want to listen to that game, you can tune in to 90.5 KCSU Fort Collins. CSU Golf had a stroke of brilliance in Alabama this last week at the Jerry Pate National Intercollegiate. The list of all-time winners for this tournament consists of some huge names. Names like David Tom, Bill Haas, Justin Thomas, and even Tiger Woods. That list now has a Rams name at the top, with junior Parathkorn Suyazre shot an 11 under par, 199. That's a full 7 strokes better than the 15-time major champion Tiger Woods, who recorded a 4 under par, 206 back in 1994. So keep an eye on Suyazre because excellent might just be par for the course. Do you love Colorado? Are you already tired of this cold weather? Then you should head on over to the CSU women's soccer game for the Colorado State Pride game. They'll be wearing special jerseys and handing out scarves, which could not be coming at a better time. CSU will be playing the Fresno State Bulldogs on Friday and the San Jose State Spartans on Sunday. The Rams have already reached their season win record at 7 and will look to expand this record this weekend. With a goalkeeper like Gabby McDonald, that shouldn't be too hard. McDonald has already set a school record for the most blocks in a game last week versus Colorado College when she blocked the Prowlers 12 times. So look good, stay warm this weekend, and maybe witness the Rams get their first ever 8th win on a season. After a brutal homecoming, CSU is on the road at New Mexico with less than a week to prepare. New Mexico is coming off a loss of their own versus San Jose State and had very few players stand out. Both the Rams and the Lobos are in the bottom of the Mountain West and both are having quarterback troubles. The Lobos have a duel between Teivaka Tuyaste and Sherion Jones. While CSU quarterbacks Justice McCoy and Patrick O'Brien have a very similar style, UMN quarterbacks Tuyatai and Jones have wildly different styles. Jones is an absolute weapon on the ground, but struggles in the air, throwing 3 interceptions to both Notre Dame and a much weaker San Jose State. With all Jones's issues, he is still potentially the starter now over Tuyatai, who started the year off strong with a win over the in-state rival New Mexico State. Tuyatai went 355 yards in the air and 3 touchdowns with 1 pick. In the next 2 games, he combined for 173 yards in the air and 1 touchdown with 3 interceptions. But luckily for both the Rams and the Lobos, someone's got to win these games. And now it's time for everyone's favorite segment, or at least my favorite segment, the 1 Minute of Mayhem here at CTV 11. We will be asking me 11 questions I have never seen before. So let's get that clock rolling. 1, will the Giants upset the Patriots? Oh man, I would love to see it. I have no idea what the score is right now, so hopefully they're winning. 2, who's winning the World Series now? Oh, that's right, because the Dodgers are out. That's hilarious. We're going to go with the Yankees. New York might as well win, right? Number 3, New Mexico or Colorado State? Come on, Colorado State, they've got to win in them. I can feel it. Will Florida upset LSU? I don't think so. I think Florida's a very good team. I think LSU is just strong across the board. Will the Dolphins win a game? They're playing the Redskins. If they're going to do it, it's going to be now. But no, they're not. Can Christian McCaffrey be stopped? Honestly, the guy's a stud. I don't think if anyone can stop him. Next question, will Mike Bobo be fired soon? I don't think so. His contract's so big, I don't know if they can afford to really pay for someone else and pay for his contract. Is Gardner Minshew the second legit? I don't know. It's way too early. I think usually it's about 2 years before you can tell if someone's real or fake, but I'm certainly thinking he's got a ton of potential. Who has the best sports fan base? Well, it's not Philadelphia. I'm going to go with New Jersey. I like New Jersey a lot. I think they're really cool. Should I get the NFL to get rid of franchise tags? No, franchise tags tell you who you want. Are you happy about the Dodgers loss? Yes, because Jason's not here, and that's 11 for 11. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo! All right, well, Chris McAllister is up next with all the moves you need to know about salsa at the Rio Grande. The first step, though, is sticking around.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
What's poppin', Rams? Welcome back to this week's Thursday Night Entertainment Show. My name is Krista McAllister, and I'm back to tell you about all of the spicy events we have going on this week. So let's get started. Never fear, fall is here. The Barters Farm wants to celebrate this fall season with lots of fun activities for people of all ages. This farm has a corn maze, pumpkin picking, animals, and a bunch of fall decorations. Parking and entrance to the farm is free, but various activities within the farm require payment. This event is open daily from 10 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon from now until Halloween. So escape from life's bustle with Bartles. Even though there is currently snow on the ground, I refuse to believe that this means that fall is coming to an end, and I'm sure that many other people share the same opinion. To that end, the Anheuser-Busch Beer Garden is hosting their Fall Festival series every Friday from 4 to 8 in the afternoon until the end of October. This event features live music and a host of fun fall festivities. Guests can decorate pumpkins, roast s'mores at the fire pits, and eat food and drink from the full beer garden menu. And for me, the most exciting part of the event is the special guest that will be in town tomorrow and on the 25th, alpacas. You can pet and take pictures with these cuddly creatures from 4 to 6 in the afternoon. So pull out your comfiest flannel, get your alpaca petting hands ready, and celebrate fall while it's still here. This Friday, October 11th, Tig Notaro is coming to the Lincoln Center. This writer, actress, and comedian specializes in deadpan humor. And for those of you that don't know, deadpan humor is an exciting and upbeat form of comedy. And for a price of $89 per ticket, attendees can hear more of this dry sense of humor starting at 7:30 in the evening. And I would end with a joke, but I'm not a comedian, so I'll leave that to Notaro. I love salsa because there is such a wide variety. You can get chunky, mild, salsa verde, dance. Wait, what was that last one? That's right. Put away those chips and get out your high heels for salsa nights at the Rio. Every Tuesday, the Agave Room at the Rio Grande Mexican restaurant holds a salsa night, where people from all walks of life can come together and dance the night away.
And it just is beautiful to see all those cultures sort of just come together and create sort of this really nice, tight-knit community that just sort of loves each other and loves the music and loves the dance of it.
Starting at 7:30 in the evening, dancers of all skill levels can participate in an hour-long salsa lesson, followed by a salsa dance social from 8:30 to 10:30 at night.
It's really not a judging thing. You can come from having 2 left feet or coming from ballroom experience of like 10 plus years. But we'll work with you and we just love having you here. No matter what your style is, no matter your experience, it's just come and just experience what this has to offer.
Salsa dancing is a lot more than just looking pretty. It requires some general life skills as well.
Patience, consistency, communication, how to communicate better with people.
If you don't come with a dance partner, you will be sure to find many throughout the night.
I've just met people throughout my time here. I would hear the community, how cool this salsa place was that happens on Tuesday nights, but it just, yeah, I didn't know anyone until I started coming, and then, yeah, everyone's just really grown on me.
There is live music on the first Tuesday of the month, so ticket prices are $10 for these nights, but admission for the rest of the month is only $5.
I love the community. It's just really awesome people. The music's awesome. I mean, it can't go wrong, really.
If you want a fun way to connect with people, get in a workout, and show off some fancy footwork, check out the Rio's Facebook page at Foco Salsa at the Rio. One of my favorite games as a kid was Clue. I loved pretending to be a detective, trying to figure out the old whodunit mystery. And for all of those of you who also missed this classic game, now you can be a part of it. The Dinner Detective Interactive Murder Mystery Show is coming to the Hilton in Fort Collins this Saturday, October 12th. Settle in by 6 in the evening to dine with other guests, or should I say suspects. Improv actors will be sitting in with guests as everyone is suspected for murder until proven innocent. No one is safe from suspicion at this event, so be prepared to work on solving the murder mystery in between enjoying the 4-course meal. It only costs $62 to enjoy the meal, enjoy plenty of interactive entertainment, and possibly win a prize package at the end of the night if you're the best detective around. For more information or to buy tickets, you can visit their website at thedinnerdetective.com. When I first heard of the Fort Collins Nursery, I figured it was a place to take children. Upon more recent discovery, however, I learned that this is a place for plant parents to raise their plant kiddos. The nursery usually sells various plant-related items, but this Saturday, October 12th, they are hosting their annual Giant Pumpkin Contest and Fall Jamboree. Pumpkin growers from all over can bring their heftiest pumpkins in hopes of winning over $4,000 in cash prizes. If you're not a pumpkin grower, though, you can still attend this festival. The free event has fun activities for the whole family, including face painting, hay rides, yard games, and a beer tent. This event is from 10 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, and it can be enjoyed by anyone who likes agriculture, fun, and all things fall. Before we go tonight, Chick-fil-A on Horsetooth and College will be closing for nearly 2 months for a remodel. This restaurant closed this afternoon at 3 and won't reopen its doors until the end of November, so that means we won't be eating Chick-fil-A fries until final season. However, the location on Interstate 25 and Harmony Road will still be open.
That's too far away for me. I cannot live with Chick-fil-A that far away from my house.
I know it just snowed, but I don't think I can go that long without a milkshake.
Wait,
It's winter, it's cold, chicken soup.
100%, but I'm gonna be the bearer of bad news here. I'm a Canes gal, so am I the only one?
Are you allowed to be on the show right now?
I don't think you're supposed to be up on
No. I will vouch for that. I am also a Canes fan, but there's just something so special about the home feel of Chick-fil-A that I think that I'll miss. Canes as well.
I get the home feel from Canes, but that's okay.
You can't beat the sweet tea.
Home is where your stomach's full, right?
Solid point. All right, well, Rams, that's all the time we have for tonight. So thanks for tuning in, and make sure to check out the newest update on the Monday Night Sports Show next week. Have a great night.